Welcome, everybody,
Yes.
to Discussions and Drinks,
Yes.
featuring your hosts. Bacon is my podcast.
It is what we're going to call from the beginning the eggnog episode.
Yes, this is going to be the
Because
eggnog
hopefully
episode.
That is what's going to carry this episode.
Right. If you are listening to this on the day that it drops,
Yes.
then you are listening to it on December 23rd.
Yes.
December 23rd.
Happy Festivus
Happy
for those
Festivus.
who are celebrating.
Yep, happy Festivus. Happy National Pfeffernuss Day.
What's a Pfeffernuss?
Pfeffernuss. How would you pronounce that?
Pfeffernuss.
Right? Spelled Pfeffernusse.
Pfeffernuss.
So many S's, so many P's, so many F's. One P. It is a German spice cookie, very popular around the holidays. They're fluffy cookies.
Oh, everybody loves a fluffy cookie.
It is also Festivus, like we said. It is also Advent begins.
The Advent calendar's almost gone.
True, but this is the actual Advent is supposed to begin now.
Oh, well, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kisan Divas, National Farmers Day.
Okay.
And then we also have, and this is the important one. This is the good one. All right. So, in 1814, the United States and Great Britain signed the Treaty of Ghent in Belgium. No, that is not what I was talking about, but I just thought that was important. But it is National Christmas Movie Marathon Day.
Oh, good.
So,
good Lord, yes.
If you are joining us today in between,
in betwixt
viewings of Elf, The Grinch,
Christmas Story,
Die Hard,
Christmas Vacation,
Iron Man 3.
It's Disney says it. So
okay.
It's got to be true.
Yeah.
If the mouse says it. All right. Well, it's movie day. It's eggnog day.
Yeah.
Let's get this started with the intro.
Do it.
Yes.
What's your favorite Christmas movie? Do you have one?
We'll get into that. We got a lot of ground to cover today.
I know, but
there's a lot of ground.
So let's talk about what we're doing, what we're
going to do today.
What are we making today?
Today,
we are crafting.
Is the eggnog?
We're artisans
because Jimmy hasn't had eggnog.
I'm not had eggnog.
So
I'll tell you why I haven't had eggnog.
Yeah. Please explain.
Okay. So if I came to you and I said, I'm going to give you a word that describes a food item that I want you to put in your mouth. And you were like, what is it? And I said, eggnog. That's why I've never had eggnog.
It's like George Carlin when he was like, think about it. Yogurt.
Right.
Yogurt.
Right.
You want some yogurt?
I really, like, when I was a kid or growing up, and it was like, do you want to try eggnog? I was like, no, I don't. Why would you ask me that question? Do you think I want to try eggnog?
Now,
one, eggs.
Right, you're not an egg.
But this is a drink?
Yeah.
No, I'm not Rocky. I don't need this. And one, there's no eggs in it.
Right.
Then two, nog. What the hell is nog?
I've definitely called somebody like, stop being a nog.
Sure.
It feels like an insult.
It does, right?
It does sound like an insult.
So would you like me to put an insult with some egg on it in your mouth? No.
I mean, listen, the logic is there.
Yeah. So
I don't hate the logic.
So yes, to our patrons who are here with us live, thank you so much. If you want to join us on Patreon, join us at patreon.com/BaconIsMyPodcast.
Got it.
And you can join us live every time we do one of these. Yes, Pinky, I have never had eggnog. Not that I can remember. Maybe I tried it. That it's possible because it's been at things I've been on, and we have Christmas Eve parties every year at my parents' house, and they're usually martini parties. There's usually not eggnog there, but I'm sure if somebody brings it, like I've tried it while drunk or high,
yeah,
but not that I remember. I don't recall at all. But so I don't even know what to expect. Now the spices I enjoy, because I love cinnamon.
I'm very excited for you to try some. So what I did get, I got a couple of different types.
Yeah.
I went with a standard. I went with the standard Turkey Hill, not a sponsor, eggnog.
Turkey Hill's got good ice cream.
Turkey Hill has good ice cream. Turkey Hill has some damn good iced teas and lemonades and half and halves. If you get down to get nasty, that's what's up,
Miss Jackson.
But yeah, they also make an eggnog. So that was there. And there were a few different eggnogs. There's the Hood one as well, and I know Hood milk or Hood coffee creamers.
Right.
Everybody's really into. But you know what? You see a Turkey Hill, you get a Turkey Hill.
All right.
You know?
Yeah. I'm in.
So that's number one. Number two is Southern Comfort actually makes some eggnog. They make a standard one, which is, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty standard, probably with a little bit of Southern Comfort flavor, to it.
Because everybody loves that SoCo flavor.
When you were 17,
right?
Hopefully, but this one is vanilla spice flavored eggnog. So I thought that would be a lot of fun to try out.
What's the difference between, just from looking at ingredients, like what flavor wise is the difference between an eggnog and a horchata?
You'll taste it. I mean,
I imagine eggnog's thicker.
Yes.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, horchata's almost more like a coffee,
right?
Whereas this is a cold.
Well, no, horchata's cold.
It's yeah,
but it does give you a hit like an iced coffee.
It's like an iced coffee.
Yeah.
This is much thicker.
Yeah.
This is much
like a melted
thicker.
Milkshake.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Hot yogurt.
Yogurt. We also
Pinky does not like the SoCo one.
Well, did you have the regular
don't have
or
the
did
can one?
Or did you have the vanilla spice one? Because maybe that's less trash. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out later. So the other thing is, traditionally, you put brandy in it. And it just so happened that several years ago, my customers back in my former old life, my old job, would sometimes give gifts. And one of those gifts, for some reason, I looked 78 behind the counter, and my customer got me a real nice bottle of cognac. And I had to look up whether or not cognac was a brandy. Because I was like, oh, I have brandy.
Right.
Someone said it was brandy, and then I pulled it out this morning, and I was like, oh, this says cognac. Is that a brandy?
It doesn't say brandy on it.
Yes. Yeah. So I had to look it up, and then I looked it up, and it's like an $80 bottle.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I've been sleeping on this. I've been sleeping on this for like 5 or 6, no, probably 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. So this will be great. In I hope in our eggnog.
Yep. And then I brought
he brought some.
There were some other options for the liquor that you put into an eggnog. One was rum, which I'm staying away from, but the other was bourbon.
Yeah.
Right.
One is bourbon.
And so
this is some Elijah Craig.
Some Elijah Craig.
And I also made the suggestion of smoking this at some point.
Which we will. Yes, we will at some point.
We absolutely
will. I looked up, and then I also looked again in our comments over here from the Google. Eggnog is you can throw that up there. Rich, creamy, custardy, and sweet with a taste similar to melted ice cream, spiced with nutmeg. Horchata is sweet, creamy, smooth with a taste reminiscent of rice pudding. So, and then what I'm looking at here,
rice pudding vibes from horchata.
Well, and the reason
horchata last week,
the reason that I think that is because when I look at, I looked at the differences here. Horchata is a drink made from rice milk vanilla, cinnamon.
Right.
It's
Okay.
lighter. It's smooth.
Well, it's also got Mexican roots.
Right.
So,
whereas eggnog, rich, creamy drink made from eggs. Made from eggs, sugar, milk, and heavy cream. So that right there gives you a custard vibe.
yes.
Right? It says custardy and a bit like melted ice cream with nutmeg, often served during Christmas, New Year's, can be spiked with liquor, blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And then there's actually a Spanish eggnog horchata that combines the two.
Stop.
The recipe combines horchata with eggnog, dates, almonds, or hazelnuts, caramel, vanilla extract, and full-fat milk.
Of course.
Jesus.
Of course.
Christ. What is happening
clog
there?
your arteries.
Yeah. You can also try making a horchata nog, which is a vegan and gluten-free drink that combines horchata with chili-infused tequila.
Okay.
I'm on board.
Okay. I'd mess with that.
Yeah.
I would mess around with that.
So there's a couple other things, you know. Yeah, what's the ratios that we do with this?
So what I'm going to do now, because we are both precious snowflakes.
Right. Sure.
So we don't want to drink too much of this. We have to track guitars later.
Yes, and we just
there's one
completed a
bathroom
video.
in my house.
We just also completed a video where we were drinking.
Well, that doesn't matter.
No.
That's not here nor there.
Right. Okay.
By the way, the episode will be out already.
Mm-hmm.
But we could tell our patrons, the crew from Lost Monster Files on Max,
yes,
and Discovery, they were who we recorded with. A lot of fun. You'll enjoy that episode.
Lots of fun. That is definitely an NSFW episode and not safe for work, and it will not be able to be monetized.
Yes. But that being said, I don't know what the ratio is. Usually it's like, you put a shot in or whatever.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Come on.
Well, we want to give this the best chance for success, don't we?
Sure. I was thinking you take a quick sip without the booze.
Right.
And then we put the booze in it. Or do you just want to like full Monty go?
All right. A solid alcohol to eggnog ratio is 1 to 5.
1 to 5. 1
booze, 5 eggnog.
Okay.
That's the ratio. So for us, probably a 2 to 5.
Right.
Right.
But also like.
But when they make it for every 5 ounces of eggnog, you would add an ounce. That's where you'd put a shot in.
Okay. All right. Well, is that what we want to do?
So let's
go straight for it.
Well, no. I want to try it. I want to check this out.
Okay.
So I'm not drinking this whole thing before I put booze in it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to make sure. I was like,
all right. So here we go.
Shooting this
with the standard.
Yes, this is the Turkey Hill.
It's Turkey Hill eggnog. This is Jimmy's first time.
At least my first sober experience of eggnog.
Drinking eggnog.
Yes. Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
No, thank you.
That is thick.
Yeah, it's viscousy. That'll line the insides of your trachea.
Yeah.
And your lungs.
I like it. It is giving me horchata vibes.
Sure.
To be honest. Like and I really like horchata a lot. I love cinnamon. But wow, that's thick.
Yeah.
That is like a melted ice cream.
It is. It is, right? But it's good. But like you can't drink tons of it.
All right. So if I'm mixing it with this, that would be about that much. So that would be about that much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to give us a decent
ratio. So we've put the brandy in. A little bit of cognac.
Yeah. It's a little bit more than 1 to 5, which is probably good for us. This is where we would be.
Sorry. The lactose-free one doesn't hurt my belly. And there's Joey. And there's Ziggy.
Nice. Ziggy got in. Awesome.
Ziggy says that bourbon in it is very good too.
I brought a bourbon to try it because I heard that as well. So
and Joey's in. We're trying eggnog.
All right. It smells good.
Yeah. It's interesting.
That makes it better.
Yeah.
It's thinner, which I like. I appreciate. The flavor's still there. The brandy just adds a lot of sweetness.
Yes.
Like it's already pretty sweet, But I think I more appreciate that it's thinner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I bet the bourbon would probably be your jam.
It might be. It might be. But this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
But it does give a big hit of that sweetness.
Jimmy actually likes the eggnog.
Yeah.
See, I bring things to the table that you like. It's not always just hot stuff.
Well, this is, yeah. Okay.
I purchased this.
You did.
And I brought it to you.
You did. I said okay. I'm not arguing.
I know you are.
Not.
But what am I?
Infinity.
And beyond. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if I've had it with brandy. No, I definitely had it with brandy because this tastes familiar.
Yeah. Definitely
not sober, but
right.
But yeah, I do like the brandy. I was worried about I was a little bit worried about the brandy because of I want to say a spiced apple cider.
Right.
When I used brandy.
Okay.
And I hated it.
Oh.
I hate it.
Well, brandy's really sweet. Like it's sickly sweet. To me, anyway, when I drink it, it's like I'm not normally a fan, and this, I don't know. Let me smell it. This doesn't smell that crazy, though.
It doesn't smell that
cognac,
sweet. Yeah.
So it's a little more fruity. It's not bad. It's not giving me anything like it didn't add much flavor-wise. It almost took flavor away and just made it more thin.
Thin, right.
It thinned it out, which I appreciate, which I do like. I do like that better.
Yeah. I like this. Let's see.
All right. So
good stuff.
It is good stuff. So then are we doing the Southern Comfort now by itself? And then going to do the Southern Comfort with brandy? And then we'll do them both with...
Yeah. And then we can do...
That's the idea?
Sure. Sure, we could do that. Or we could just do the regular with...
Or we can switch to the regular bourbon now?
I think... well, no, I think we do this next and then regular with bourbon.
Okay.
Kind of like change it up a little bit. But not a ton. We're not filling up the glasses.
Little bits. Little bits.
Don't you worry, Donna.
Yeah.
We're
not being stupid.
We got guitars to track.
We got things, people. Yeah.
We got
gotta make keeper tracks.
But yeah, today is also, like you said, National Christmas movie
Marathon Day.
And
do you do the marathons, or do you like? I don't remember the last time I did a marathon, but I definitely have like, I'll start the couple of weeks ahead and I'll throw things in here and there.
Sure.
And then maybe I'll watch like 2 in a day or something like that. But or if it's the old school like Frosty and Rudolph things.
Yeah, you could do those back to back.
Yeah, because they're 20 minutes long. Yeah. So you can hit a bunch of those in one day. But what do you do? Have you done the marathon? When's the last time you did that?
No, I don't really do the marathon. I do a bite size, kind of like you.
Right.
This year, actually in Aruba, because we were on this like Guardians of the Galaxy kick, the family.
Right.
And we watched 1 and 2. And then the third one was coming up, but like it was like that weird time where it was like, all right, well, if we watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you guys are gonna be overtired tomorrow.
Right.
But there is the Christmas special.
Christmas special.
So we started that.
Yeah.
We did that, and that was one of the first. That was probably one of the first times that I've ever watched something Christmas pre-Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I did that on Thanksgiving. We actually, I watched Christmas Carol, Christmas Story.
Nice.
Rather. We watched an Alien one on Netflix. It's newer.
Okay.
It's like a CGI kind of thing, and I thought it was going to be god awful. It was called Alien Xmas. Xmas.
Sounds fantastic.
And it was not nearly as horrible.
Andy's in from Oklahoma.
The goat has joined us.
Has joined us.
It was not nearly as as bad as I thought it would be. It was actually kind of good.
Okay.
It was cute.
Okay.
Good might be stretching it, but it was cute.
It was watchable.
It was watchable.
Okay.
Right. And so I really enjoyed that. But yeah, some of my go-tos are definitely like Elf. We haven't done yet. There's Elf, like you mentioned, the Rudolph, Frosty,
Night Before Christmas, like all those things.
Yeah. Those we haven't done yet. I have those all on DVD, but I do know that they are on. I think Peacock has them.
Yeah, I
this
think
year.
Peacock is the one that has them. Yeah.
Elf, of course, Christmas Vacation, all on Max. So we'll watch those throughout the rest of the year, but not necessarily a marathon. Oh, the Grinch, of course.
Grinch.
Of course, the Grinch.
Grinch, Jim Carrey Grinch, old school Grinch, or the new cartoon Grinch?
I mean, number one is always old school. Always original cartoon, Dr. Seuss, Grinch. That is the gold standard.
I will say I love the Jim Carrey Grinch. People hate on it. I love it. It cracks me up, man. I think it's so funny.
I think people are creeped out by it.
Maybe.
And you know what? To each their own.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think you should stop being snowflakes and just sack up and watch it because it's good. I think it's good.
I think you should never use the term snowflake again.
Oh, sorry. You know what? I've been listening to Something to Wrestle.
Right.
And instead of Bruce Pritchard, because he's been on family leave, John Bradshaw Layfield's been on, and he's been using that a lot. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
He uses 5-year-old terms.
Yeah. So that's where that came from. I'm sorry.
I just thought it was funny. I was like, snowflakes, huh?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah. But yeah, that Grinch is okay. I think it's good. And honestly, the CGI one was pretty good too.
You know what? I haven't watched that one.
It's on Peacock.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Benedict Cumberbatch is the Grinch.
Yeah.
And he's a really good Grinch.
I didn't avoid it out of like principle.
It's
I just never
got around to it.
I just didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
But for me, Elf, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Just fantastic. I love the Jim Carrey Grinch. And then Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. You have to watch that at least once.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Pinky brought up the Santa Claus, the Tim Allen.
The Tim Allen ones, right?
Those are great.
Those are great.
Everybody says how much of a jerk he is in dealing with him, but yeah, he is like definitely a dick.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I remember liking those movies, but I honestly haven't seen any of those movies in years.
Yeah. We watched them with the kids, and then they had that series, the series.
Oh yeah,
they Disney Plus revived it. I want to say last year or probably 2 years ago, and they did like a revival series, basically of him, almost passing the baton.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Which is really a lot of the original people.
Did you watch that one that came out? I can't think of his name.
Russell.
I can't think of his name yet. It came out like last year or the year before, probably 2 years ago, with the guy that's the Stranger Things and Red Guardian. I can't think of his name.
Oh, David Harbour?
David Harbour, yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you watch the one where he's playing the Santa? No. It's like the violent one.
Oh, Violent Night.
Is it Violent Night?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch that.
I want to watch that. I definitely want to watch that. Also, Christmas Chronicles.
Christmas Chronicles.
Those were very good. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Both of them were pretty solid. I liked those.
Charlie Brown Christmas is a classic.
I love those, but they're on Apple TV and
right.
I don't have.
Well,
Apple
you can find
TV.
them on YouTube.
Yeah, but sometimes they're cut wonky and.
True.
I love the YouTube ones when they have the old school commercials in them.
Oh,
those are great.
There's like, remember we threw a couple of those in our old. We used to do that. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yep, we used to do that.
Yeah,
we definitely.
I remember it was fun finding all those, like looking for them, and then like editing them and stuff. That was a good time.
Annie in the chat saying she refuses to wear coats because of Christmas Story. With the
Yeah, she's a winter denier, is what she is.
okay.
Like she's like, oh, I can just put a hoodie on, and it's like it is 20 degrees outside.
The key is you get a hoodie that's insulated like a coat. Henceforth,
Put a coat on.
I'm kind of the same way.
Well, but you run hot though. You're like, I'm surprised you're in sleeves. You know what I mean? Like, and I guarantee whatever's underneath that hoodie has no sleeves on it.
Guess what?
No way.
Guess what?
No way are you wearing sleeves right now. Holy shnikes.
Yep.
Ha.
Yeah.
It's not even that cold. What are you doing?
I don't know. It's weird.
I bet it is.
I don't know why.
Just wet pits.
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening right now.
I was gonna say, yeah, like you're one of those people that like you run hot.
Yeah.
Right. So Annie doesn't. Annie's always cold.
Oh. And then also
denies the cold. And she's like, I'm gonna wear leggings and a hoodie.
Bad idea.
Out into the snow. Like, what are you doing?
Not hanging out outside.
That's crazy talk.
That's for sure.
That's crazy talk, is what that is.
Oh my goodness. Die Hard, best Christmas movie. It is a great Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is a Christmas movie. I'll fight anyone on that. 100%.
I'm not willing to fight that fight because I agree.
Die Hard is fantastic, and it's a great Christmas movie. The family's together at the end. The gift is given at the end. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I also think that something we can debate here is that Disney claims that Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie. Disney Plus, you pull up Christmas favorites.
Right.
Iron Man 3 pops up.
Okay.
And some people don't really like Iron Man 3, period.
Sure.
I happen to like it. I like it
I
better.
thought it was all right.
I thought it was better than 2.
Okay.
It's a hot take, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it takes place in the snow, people go,
yeah, time of year.
Christmas movie?
Christmas.
Is a stretch.
There's a child in it.
Yeah, but
you know,
he doesn't even bring up Santa Claus.
No, but you see the wonder of the season.
It's when he's in that
a
town.
Child's eyes.
It's when he's in that town and he has that PTSD attack.
Right.
That's the only time there's anything holiday anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a stretch.
A little bit of a stretch. It came out at Christmas time, maybe?
I call bullshit, Disney.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there.
We're getting in the chat. We have the first Harry Potter as a Christmas movie.
Yes, I mean, it's not a Christmas movie.
I mean, it's not.
They go away for Christmas.
See,
except for Harry.
But it's like, so what is a Christmas movie? Does the movie have to center around Christmas? Because then you could say Die Hard is not one.
Right.
Right. Or does it just have to take place during Christmas time?
Mm-hmm.
So you see Christmas decorations and you know, like, then does that make it count? Because if so, then there's a lot of movies that might be considered Christmas movies. Gremlins is definitely a Christmas movie.
Right.
I mean, it just is.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing it up. Spider-Man No Way Home is Christmas time at the very end, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's at the end, though. Does that count? The Hawkeye series
is during Christmas.
Is a Christmas.
You're right.
Is a Christmas show.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
All right.
These things can be debated.
So
all right. So what do we got here? We've got
is the eggnog vanilla spice.
Vanilla spice
SoCo Southern Comfort.
Smells like melted ice cream.
Yeah. I don't smell any Southern Comfort, which is
it's
a good thing.
Preferable.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's spicier than the other one.
Yeah. There's more spice.
Yeah, there's definitely
a vanilla.
Mm-hmm. It's melted ice cream. Like that's what this is.
Yeah. Not a bad thing.
Mm-mm.
All right, you did a good pour on the last one. I'm going to trust you with this one. But
I used to be a professional.
hashtag professional.
Yeah.
I think that
Alright.
I don't know. I might like this a little better.
It's definitely got more flavor.
It's got more flavor. I haven't.
Right,
Just,
so
I just haven't figured out.
That's the big thing, is that it adds flavor. I like flavor. I don't like bland.
Yeah.
Right. Typically, things that you buy that are commercially produced are produced in as bland as possible, so that more people can enjoy them.
Sure.
You know, people are like, "Oh, I can't handle that spicy milk."
Actually, this is not the first time I've heard this, but Joey in the chat said Fat Man with Mel Gibson playing Santa, defending North Pole from a hitman hired by a rich kid who made the naughty list.
How do I not know this movie?
I heard about it a couple of weeks ago, and it immediately like piqued my interest. I'm like, I have to watch this.
Yeah. How do I not know that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I have to watch that.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
What's up, guys? Are you a fan of Bacon Is My Podcast? And you're like, where can I find more stuff?
Well, we got the site for you at baconismypodcast.com. That's where you can find literally everything. It's the portal to his stuff, my stuff, and our stuff, including Bacon's My Fashion.
You can find t-shirts, you can find hats, you can find all kinds of stuff to put on your body parts. You can also check out all of our awesome sponsors, get discounts. We always have the most recent and the best prices for you. And check it out also over at patreon.com/Bacon
Is My Podcast. Never changing.
Never changing. Find us at baconismypodcast.com. Thanks for checking it out, guys. And remember to ask yourselves,
what's your bacon?
World peace.
I don't think that was improved by that.
See, here, it took flavor away because this was a more flavorful eggnog. The brandy just sweetens everything.
Right.
It just like paints over your tongue with sweet.
Yeah.
Right? Not in like a way like sugar does.
Not,
where you're
yeah,
like,
it's not like a sugar rush kind
but
of
it's
thing.
like it just kind of like dulls everything.
Yeah.
And just makes the whole experience sweet.
Right. I agree. I mean, it's not bad.
And that's what I'm getting here.
It's not bad.
Now,
let's be.
I think I might prefer the SoCo eggnog to the Turkey Hill eggnog, but only slightly.
By itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once you add the brandy to it, I think that the standard eggnog is better.
But I do think what I want to do is I want to do even less, though, but like a little bit of one and a little bit of the other and kind of go back and forth.
Compare and contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, because I want to know which one.
I like that.
I need a naked.
Hey man, this is science. We're doing the world a favor here.
We're doing it so you don't have to.
Exactly.
Everyone.
Exactly. This is quality control.
If you're interested in the movie Fat Man, it is on Peacock.
Excellent. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate the hard work and dedication.
I might be watching that later tonight.
I am totally thinking about that myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing it might not be for kids. I've heard that. But
for the kid at heart.
Yeah, exactly. I heard that Red One was not very good.
I heard that Red One was not very good before it was released. So that I was like, how do people know that then?
Yeah.
So I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I would like to, because on paper,
how can it be bad?
J.K. Simmons.
How can it be bad? Look at the cast.
The Rock.
Yeah. Chris Evans. Like,
how terrible could it be?
Right. And they're fighting giant snowmen. Giant evil snowmen. That's great.
The other thing is, again, we talk about this all the time. We talk about it all the time about how we need fun movies, right?
Yeah.
Fun popcorn movies that you don't need an underlining, like a lesson to learn at the end of it. We need just fun freaking movies. So if that's one of those and didn't have some kind of bombshell lesson you should be learning, I'm all for it.
Do you think these movies? Do you think that the studios are actually injecting, like, and telling directors that they need to put, because they might, but put, like, you need to have this many of this type of person in the movie. You need to have this kind of story arc in the movie. Here's the lesson we want told by your movie. Do you think that needs to happen, or do you think that's actually happening, or do you think that movies have always, the directors always had kind of a thing that they had in the movie, and now we're just like, it's just a byproduct of the fact that we're all looking for things to be annoyed with?
No, I think that, I mean, there's always that underdog story, right?
Right.
The underdog story is tale as old as time. You can literally insert that into any movie you want, right? And that's a lot of the time. That's what it was.
Okay.
Right? Like that's almost the standard bearer for movies, like the underdog story, right?
Sure.
And then you had your movies like, I don't know, like Requiem for a Dream.
Okay.
That was very much like okay, cool. You want a lesson? Here you go. Here's a messed up lesson to learn.
Right.
Yeah, there were always movies with lessons in them, but I think that more times than not nowadays there is, and not all of it is bad. So, like, don't crucify me for this, because it's,
the reason I'm asking is because
I think that
I don't see that happening any more than it ever happened before. And when I've asked this question, I'm like, okay, what's the lesson I'm supposed to learn from this movie or this movie? No one can tell me. They're just mad.
Yeah, no, I think there are a few.
They're just mad because they're like, mermaids aren't black. And it's like, what?
Now, you know what?
Like, and it's like, is this really happening, or are people just, like, kind of weird and they're looking for shit?
No,
at this point.
No.
And so that's why I'm asking you, because you don't care what color mermaids are. So then, so like, but what lessons have been, what movies have given, what lesson was I supposed to learn from any recent movie that has never been told before in a movie?
And again, I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was an important lesson to put out there and stuff like that. I think that a lot of people are trying to follow suit with this particular formula.
Okay.
But like Barbie.
What lesson was I supposed to learn in Barbie?
Oh, it was like,
that I didn't learn in Legally Blonde.
Okay. Good point. Great point.
Or Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, if you want to go back in the 50s and 60s.
See, I'm not as cultured as you when it comes.
Well, no, I took a film lit class, but I bring up, like, the story of the patriarchy.
Yeah,
is in everything. Anytime you have, how did I not learn that from Wonder Woman? How is that not the same lesson from, like, any movie that you can do? If you have a female protagonist, there's going to be something about how she's held down. And it's because, guess what?
Well, I think
the world that we're living in.
I do think that Barbie went extra steps.
But, like, where do you think that happened?
Well, I think it has to do, like, and again, I think this is in a good way.
Yeah.
But, like, it was in, like, Legally Blonde, right?
Okay.
It was just this depiction of a blonde woman who everybody's like, oh, well, you're just a ditz, right?
Right.
And she, well educated, all that kind of stuff. You do like an Erin Brockovich, same situation, right? But I think that
different, because that's a real person, though. So
sure,
it's like, you know what I mean? But I get what you're saying.
But like, like Barbie, I feel like went a little deeper. I think it went a lot deeper than that.
But in what way? Like, what lesson? Like, what's the specific lesson that you took from Barbie that you thought it was trying to show you?
You put me on the spot here.
I don't
No, it's okay. No, I understand. No, actually, no, I think it's, like, I think that it is, how do I even say it properly? It's a different, like, you watch Illegally Blonde and you don't necessarily feel like this was a women's empowerment movie.
Okay.
Right? But the end of Barbie was definitely like, wow, this is like very woman forward. This is very like, it had a lot to do with like living under the shadow of men and letting them define you and stuff like that. And like it was just, there was a little bit of shade thrown at men too.
Sure.
And I think it was very different formula.
But
but
why is that formula any different than the formula where Eddie Murphy makes rich people look like absolute douchebags that are holding everybody down? In Barbie, dudes are the rich douchebags.
Sure.
Right? Any story that you tell where there is one group that is overlording and not understanding and treating another group poorly is the same story.
Well, it's the underdog story, yeah.
But what was weird to me is with Barbie, all of a sudden, it's like because it was female male, there was this issue about it. But it's like, yo, this is the same story. And the reason that I find the problem that I see that makes that like, okay, let's actually think about that, is that if you're going to tell the story about one group holding down another group, if nobody gets mad when it's rich people, but people get mad when it's dudes, that's the problem.
Pinky said it really well.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it up here. Legally Blonde, it was a female lead centered around a love story.
Okay.
Where Barbie was not.
Okay.
It was really
centered around a fake imaginary doll.
Well, no.
That
it basically, it was a more of an individuality thing.
Yeah.
And you
100%.
don't need this person to like, whereas like Legally Blonde was very much that comedy.
It was a rom-com.
It was a rom-com.
So what you still had is you had a man and a woman, and you had, he doesn't give her the credit she deserves. He looks down on her. She has to prove herself more than other people would. He's blowing under the rug. In Barbie, we have Ken needs to learn that the world isn't this way. Ken learned something different when he went out into the real world and experienced the patriarchy and all men are in charge, which is a funny take.
Right.
Right? Like, that is funny, and all those things happen.
Yeah.
And it showed how, like, oh, that mindset, he can take it back to Barbie Land and screw up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but still, when it comes down to it, you're still talking about somebody who is not seeing or appreciating the other person for what they are and needs to learn a lesson about how to be a better person themselves and be more accepting.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Hold that thought for 1 second. I just got...
maybe I'm not reading enough into it.
Yeah.
We got a call in.
Got a call.
We got a call in.
Yes. Yes, he does. Just the one. Yeah. Just the one, 2 pills. And there's a little bit of steak to wrap them in.
Oh, they need to bring me pills. And if I'm going to take them, they need to be wrapped in steak.
No, don't put those in the food because he won't eat it.
I won't eat it. I won't eat it if it's put in the food. But if you wrap And like, if I take Tylenol, it needs to be wrapped in steak.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Of course, I'd wrap your meds in steak. Of course. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I think that
I don't know.
I think that there are definitely more movies now that are shoehorning things in. Like on the spot without being able to sit down, have a little bit of research and stuff in front of me. I couldn't give you specific things.
I would like to have this conversation.
We could have this conversation.
Yeah.
When I could sit down.
Yeah. Definitely. Because I want to know if that is I'm interested. One, if that's a thing that's really happening, right? That it's more than before, or if maybe we just either didn't realize it before because we were younger when we watched them, or we weren't in a climate where we're looking for those things, or having those things pointed out to us.
Yeah. Well, I think,
know what I mean?
You know, and there's
Gremlins
also...
is about following directions.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Learn how to listen.
Fucking listen. I'm just kind of catching up.
Christmas movie.
Ziggy. Okay, and now I need to watch Barbie. You do need to watch Barbie. It's great.
I thought it was a great movie. Yeah, I really liked it. But it's funny, like, I really liked Barbie, but I didn't leave there with any kind of like, oh, I've learned a moral lesson. And same thing with like Wonder Woman. I love that first Wonder Woman movie. Dude, that movie's so good. And I didn't leave there going like, oh, I was just preached to. Like, but I had people tell me like, oh, I would have liked it if it wasn't for how much they're preaching to me. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
I didn't feel preached to in that movie.
Well, you're a different case. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No. I think that there people and there are certain people looking for more meaning in a movie. And then when there is more meaning within a movie, they complain about it.
Right.
And that's kind of where I was getting.
Well, there's people that just want to be mad.
Right. And there's also not a whole... Now, because of that, because people are like, oh, well, we need to provoke thought. I need to this and that. Like, now people are trying to shoehorn it into dick and fart jokes. You know?
Right.
And just leave those movies as is.
I just want to see the examples of that so that I see it. Because I haven't seen it yet. Yes. Maybe I'm just not seeing it.
Yes.
I'm seeing people talk about it, but I'm not seeing it.
We will do this when we come back in the new year.
For sure.
We will have this debate.
That's an interesting conversation to have, I think. Because I think people are just being, you know, in one way, like they're just not realizing that things have always been there.
No, I think there's...
And how are you going to do a Barbie movie without some kind of nod to, one, how unrealistic Barbie is, and then the patriarchy in some way? I think a giant company run by dudes.
I think my issue with the whole thing is how much people are looking at, like, people complain about movies, right?
Right.
And the way I said something and didn't get to flesh it out and got caught into this.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
That's why it doesn't sound great.
Right.
Like, this is what you do to me.
I'm not trying to do it.
But like, to me, like, why were stories made? Well, to learn a lesson, because you're not going to listen to your parents when they say, don't touch that.
Right.
Or follow directions. But when you're younger, you see something like that, and you're like, oh, well, they fed the gremlin after midnight.
Right.
They put water on its back. And look what happened. Well, then I shouldn't touch this fire. I shouldn't touch this stove.
Spider-Man exists to teach you about responsibility. And responsibly using whatever gifts you have. The X-Men exist.
I think
because of racism.
Right. I think nowadays there's a lot of social commentary.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
It all feels like, to me,
more of a social commentary rather than lesson learned. And maybe that's how I phrased it wrong a little bit.
Maybe not.
I think there's a lot more social commentary in movies now that will create that stimulus of like, well, no, F this, and oh no, well, this was right, you know. And for us as like comic book readers, as nerds, like just like, yeah, X-Men is racism. Like it's
right. Yeah. It's like when I hear it, it's like the people that are like, can't believe that Rage Against the Machine is saying political things and I liked their music before. And it's like, what did you just say?
Right.
Like, yeah. Why do all punk bands got to be political now? Now?
Because
what?
That's
what the hell's wrong with you? I feel like people are like jumping on to things that have always been there.
Yeah, I think,
and it's just more in your face now because there's more people saying it. Oh, did you know that this was because of this?
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch that movie? How'd you feel about when they tried to shoehorn this down your throat?
Right.
And it's like, I didn't get that. And they're like, oh yeah, well, here's this reason and this reason and this reason. And you're like, oh yeah, that does suck. And then you go tell your friend that.
You know, to me, you know, like you watch a comedy. Nowadays, there's a little bit of social commentary attached to it, and there's like some exposition and like things that you leave that movie thinking about, right?
Sure.
When you left Encino Man, it was like, all right, well, don't be a dick and be a good friend.
They still make those movies.
Yeah,
how many movies like Encino Man came out when Encino Man came out? One.
No. There's
came out that year? Well, I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, you can always point
every Pauly Shore movie came out within 6 months of that.
Well, I mean,
but no, I'm just saying, like,
Cock Blockers came out with John Cena, where the whole movie was about parents trying to make their kids not get laid on prom night.
Sure.
Right? That came out. Or the one with Jennifer Lawrence, where it's like the wealthy parents tried to pay her to bang their kid so that he got banged once. Okay. Like those comedies came out in the last few years. You know what I mean? Like, there's always those things.
I think those things don't hit me as hard because they're not like theatrical releases.
Okay, I think Blockers was, but yeah, I get what you're saying. So many things aren't theatrical, but still,
you're right. And it's it's all very different. The way we consume things is very.
I just think so many things are coming out. And I'm interested and I want to see if that's the case. That's interesting if it is. If it's really true that more of the movies that are coming out are trying to like ram some social thing down your throat or teach a lesson or something like that, then that's interesting. That's an interesting phenomenon that would be happening. Well, it's also interesting if that's not the case and people are just assuming or thinking it is and following a trend of thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh, well, what made everybody think about it? Because that's another interesting thing.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's all like there is no kind of wrong.
Yeah.
There's just kind of like I wonder why that is. That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know, more movies are coming out than used to come out because there's more ways for them to come out. It's like music.
Yeah.
Right. And the ones that resonate, why did they resonate? What about them resonated? Are they resonating? Like, if I were to put out something and I was the one to put out the idea that isn't it shitty that this thing that this guy's putting out is trying to teach you a lesson or ram this down your throat, is that a better way to get more people to check it out? Right? Like is that happening? Are we being manipulated into thinking something so that we pay more attention to something?
Yeah, that's completely possible.
You know what I mean? Like it's just the whole thing fascinates me.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's try these eggnogs.
we're gonna do that in the new year for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a cool conversation. This was my Turkey Hill cup.
Okay. Turkey Hill Cup.
So give me just a little bit. Actually, give me whatever we're gonna mix it. That's good. Yeah. I mean, Jesus. Okay. It's so thick.
It's viscousy.
I was gonna have less of each so we could pick the one.
Yeah.
To do the bourbon in.
This goes bad in a few days, so
It's gonna go bad in an hour. That's good. All right.
I wanted to keep mine separate so this way I could,
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do little sips of one and then the other to see which I like better.
Oh, you weren't gonna put the bourbon in it.
Remember, we were gonna take them naked first.
Oh, right. Okay. I wasn't following you.
Right.
I also wasn't really listening.
You weren't paying attention.
No,
it's all right.
No,
I talk a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Turkey Hill.
Turkey Hill.
Small sips so that we can put bourbon in it.
Okay.
All right. SoCo.
Wait. Take a sip of water.
Oh, yeah.
Cleanse the palate.
Smart. Cleanse the palate. Wash this paste off my tongue.
Okay.
All right. I prefer the SoCo.
Yeah. Yeah, naked? For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's more flavorful and it's actually a little less thick.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Which
Definitely
I appreciate. All right. Let's Elijah Craig this up.
I do actually think I put a ton less SoCo
in mine.
Eggnog in mine.
Mine too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
should we put more?
Yeah. Just less shot. That's all. Unless you want more.
It's the better one.
Okay. I'll give you more if you
want. It's the better one. I want more.
Okay, you can have more.
I want less of the other one, really. How you doing with the other one? Can I pour some of this in you?
No. Please don't.
You just hear it. It's like pouring wet sand. All right, so it's funny because it makes a hole in it first.
Yes, of course.
It's so thick.
Yeah.
So much. This is so much. All right.
We're shaking it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the regular one first?
Yeah, I'll do the... You hear that? It's so thick it sounds like there's ice in it.
Yeah. That's something.
Yeah.
You hear that?
That creates a tone. Cheers. Oh, bourbon's the way to go. Bourbon's the way to go, especially the aftertaste.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's great.
When I brought it to my nose, I was kind of like, "Oh, this is not going to be good."
It doesn't smell good.
Doesn't smell good, but taste-wise,
but it's nice.
Magnifique.
Yeah,
if you will.
Okay, let me try this other one.
Shake it up.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's just liquid in there. That's just liquid.
Yeah.
That's how thick that is. Oh, it's better.
That's
really good.
Again, hit me the same way. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna taste like ass. And it was great.
Tastes like the best kind of ass.
Yeah. Yes. Well manicured, clean.
Yeah.
Eggnogged. Yes.
Wheeze into juice.
No wheeze into juice. Actually, we should end it on this.
What's that?
Movies with a message. Christmas Carol.
Or my favorite version of it, Scrooged.
Oh, I'm more of a Muppets Christmas Carol kind of guy, but that's
best overall. Yeah,
still
for sure.
Good, you know,
Muppet Christmas Carol is the best one.
Yeah.
You didn't specify.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
I was thinking like It's a Wonderful Life era Christmas Carol.
No.
I was like, oh, okay.
No.
I'll take Scrooged.
I mean,
but Muppet, yeah.
Muppet Christmas.
I should have known.
Yeah.
I should have known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm not,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, everybody, enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your time with your loved ones.
I hope we're not going to try and sing anything.
That's what Andy's for. We'll see.
No backup vocals tonight.
Unless you want gurgly ones.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
Yet again.
Hope you enjoyed the so at the end of all this, we will say that
Bourbon
between
and SoCo.
Between the Turkey Hill and SoCo, and specifically cognac and bourbon, SoCo and bourbon is the magical combination.
But it's the SoCo vanilla spice.
Yes.
Just remember, SoCo vanilla spice.
Yes.
All right?
It's a good one.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for watching and being a part of my first eggnog experience. Thank you for giving me my first eggnog experience.
Thank you for bestowing that information on us.
Yeah.
Like, I know telling people you're a virgin is not always easy.
Yeah, it's not.
But I'm glad you shared it with us.
I'm glad I did too.
I'm glad that we popped your cherry today.
Me too.
In the name of the Christmas
I feel popped.
season.
I feel popped by Christmas.
It's the Christmas spirit that has popped your cherry.
Indeed.
Love it. Guys, enjoy yourselves this week. Enjoy your Christmas, and we love you. Always remember to ask yourself.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays if that's your thing. Whatever you do, enjoy it. Do your best. Be your best self. And ask yourself.
What's your eggnog?
Or your bacon.
What's your bacon?